Y'all, let's do a reading, shall we? I'm going to do a very specific love reading today. I was definitely receiving messages this morning that there was probably one or two people out there who needed to hear this message. So I already shuffled, so you don't have to sit through the 20 minutes of me doing that. And then our bottom card. The bottom card is the Five of Cups. Immediately, obviously, this connection that you have with this person has been challenging, let's say, at best. The High Priestess, Four of Cups, and the Star. Wow. This person is figuring out slowly, very slowly, very, 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 very slowly. Mark my words. Don't expect this to happen overnight. You don't have to be next to your phone. You don't have to be ready for an unexpected visitor. This person is very slowly discovering that you're the one. There's no other way to say it. There's no other way to say it. It's a slow burn, though. It's a very slow burn. All right, so speaking of slow burns, let's really get into this with the Fuego deck. This is excuse me, this is a super powerful connection. Even in the Star, I'm getting the Two of Cups. This person has felt inadequate. Where maybe you thought that they ran because of selfish reasons, because they don't like you, because they don't want to spend time with you. That's not the case at all. They just feel flat out inadequate and unworthy. And I really, honestly, so we have the Ace of Pentacles flying out. I do not want to tell you that. Like, coming from my experience and from my desire to keep things real with you all, I do not want to tell you that. Like, I would never give you false hope and say, well, actually, even though they ran and they said they didn't like you and they told you that you were absolutely not their type and they didn't want to spend any time with you and they never returned your calls or texts, deep down it was their own feelings of inadequacy. Like, I would not say that ever to anyone unless I absolutely couldn't help it, because it was the right thing to say. Does that mean that you shouldn't go on living your own life? No. Does that mean that you should wait for this person until they figure their shit out? Absolutely not. It's important to continue moving and growing. And if that means that you grow beyond where they are or where they will ever be, then that is perfectly okay and absolutely the way that it's supposed to be. There will be more connections. If you found a connection like this, the High Priestess and the Star, if you found a connection like this already, you're going to find it again, and you're going to find it better and stronger. If this person in the 3D reality doesn't get it and is slow coming and getting it, then that's just the way it is. But I do want to tell you that it wasn't, it was definitely their own feelings of inadequacy and not being worthy of it. It had nothing to do with you. I mean, it had everything to do with you. You're too damn hot. And I swear to God, I hate it when readers do that. I think, if it's not true, it provides false hope, right? And I would not do that to y'all. As you know, go back and look at any of my readings. I keep it extremely real to the point where I have been yelling at the reader, the seekers, for a long time. But I don't want to do that. This is really, really important connection. So the bottom card is the moon under the High Priestess. Let me see that. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Empress, Horse, and the Knight of Cups. They really, 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 really want to make this work. In their soul, in their heart of hearts, they just love to drop everything and just do all the things, all the coupley things with you. Like they want to do all this stupid cliche #blessed couple goals shit with you. They feel like that's actually a possibility. They really do. They feel like they can sort of reap that reward. And that might be a little bit sticky, actually, in terms of where they are. Because beyond that, they don't feel like they deserve it, but they feel like they can get it, but they don't deserve it. They can get it. It's very frustrating. They can get it, but they don't deserve it. And their internal trauma, or the way that they were raised, or how they feel about themselves, or the love that they show themselves, or the something that I like to call don't get mad. But I've coined a phrase, a psychological phrase you will not find in the DSM, that's hood rat tendency disorder. Yeah, HRTD. And I think some of these folks, y'all, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 of you out there with this person, I think they get a little into their HRTD when they feel inadequate. Because they know that really well. They know this hood rat tendency really fucking well. And so they'll dive a little deeper into that, and they'll do some just banal, weird things because they know it. And let's just jump right back into that. And that could be, HRTD could mean different things to you. If you're dealing with, a tech bro, he could get really into something else, or, it depends on your person in terms of how you identify that HRTD. But everybody has their own little internal hood rat. And that's where this person gets stuck when they feel inadequate. They really want to harvest this love. They really want to do #couple goals. They really, really want to come in with this powerful love and do all the things with you that they dream about because of this connection. But they feel inadequate. They feel weak. They feel like they're not worthy of it. They feel like they have a past that that makes that impossible. Yeah? Their past makes it impossible. It's very limiting. And in a way, yeah, it's a little bit selfish because they don't trust you, right? Because if they trusted you, they would see things for the way they really are. They'd see the possibility, or at least they'd trust you enough to take the leap, and then they'd figure it out on the way, ideally. But that's right now, it's slowly coming. We'll see with the 5 of Cups when we clarify, or the 4 of Cups when we clarify. But because they're slowly coming around. But when they get caught up in that, HRTD. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups, which means that this is the page, actually. So we have the Knight of Cups. Sometimes I get confused with the Fuego deck. I have like 18 decks. Okay, so this is the Knight of Cups on the bottom of the Four of Cups. Yeah, yeah. They know that not only have they hurt you, but they've hurt themselves, right? So I want you to really, really think about that. When you are deep, 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 deep into your woe is me, this was the soulmate, the love of my life, the most amazing connection. Like this happens to like 1 out of 1,000,000 people, how we felt about each other. This is storybook stuff. This is like a connection that is otherworldly, and they fucked it up, right? Okay, yes, they did. But I want you to very, very seriously consider that they could have hurt themselves just as much as they hurt you when they did that. I know it's hard, but dig deep, and in your empathy, you will maybe recognize that that's exactly what happened. They hurt themselves as much as they hurt you, and they try to block it out all the time, but deep down, they can feel it. So, okay. It's bananas. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. I think sometimes the desire to, you say, okay. Rose, I'm not intimidating. I'm not, super smart. I'm not super good looking. I don't know why in the world this person would be intimidated or think that she's not worthy of my love. I don't know why they're not coming forward if they're inadequate. Why do they feel inadequate? I'm not that special. Okay, fine. If you don't want to be that special, don't be that special. Take the Seven of Pentacles, especially with this particular deck. If you're not that special, have that modesty, whatever. They have made you into something that's special. The connection has made you into something that's special. And I'm not even saying that it's conflated it. It's really just elevated it to this position where the other person can't reach. And it's not false. It's not a deception. You might even be on a different level than they are at this point. But they're slowly, like I say, they're slowly coming around. They're slowly coming around. They're slowly realizing what they have to do to make this a reality with you. Yeah, Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups. And yeah, there's some options in how they do that. And there's some deceptions, and it's weeding through all of that that makes it slow going, right? They have to assess all of these apples and all of these cups and all of those eyeballs. They have to assess that, and they probably overthink it, and they probably talk to their friends about it, and these look all the same. All of these look the same. They're not using their intuition to say, oh, it's that one. They're not using their intuition to choose the right way. They're actually just using their head and thinking about it, talking about it, using their heart maybe even, but they need to use their soul's intuition to decide how exactly to come in. But it's slow. It's very slow going, okay? But they're figuring it out. It's like it's being revealed to them. All right, the dog's about to drink water. That's, it's not the best sound, but she's not like a Saint Bernard or anything, right? Oh, man. Okay, the Star. Bottom card is the Six of Cups. Yeah, this is a really powerful connection. This is, if you want to believe in love that goes beyond lifetimes and love that is in another realm, if you're if you're prone to believe that we have multiple lifetimes and soulmates last through multiple lifetimes, then this is that kind of connection. If you're not prone to believe that, then you can just think that there's a spiritual edge. There's a spiritual piece of your connection that really doesn't need explained. But you know it because you feel it. Maybe you felt it when you first met them. Maybe you felt it 3 days after on your third date when your heart fell into your feet when you said goodbye. Maybe that's the way it went. But this is a very powerful connection regardless. What did I just tell you guys? The Lovers. We have the Three of Pentacles upside down, or reversed, however you wish, and the Tower. It's kind of a little feedback loop of, they're realizing the choice that they need to make. And it's very slow. Do you see what I see in this Tower? It's just teetering right there. And the explosion and the fire that's coming out of the opposing side is sort of keeping it hanging there, keeping this in limbo. It's like we're not quite having a Tower moment. It's just, And this is where you think the connection is, right there. But it's about to be resurrected. Eventually. I'm not saying don't live your life. I'm definitely not saying wait for them. I'm definitely not saying no. What I'm saying is that don't dismiss them. Don't, no matter what they did to you, don't write them off. Don't try to get even. Don't be mad if you see them in public. To do so would be to self-harm. Yeah? Because this connection is so strong and you're such a part of it that if you villainize this person, you're hurting yourself. And that's, I think, the overall true message of this reading. If you villainize this person, if you make them, they might have done some really shitty things. I get it. They might have abandoned you when you needed them the most. They might have stolen money from you. They might have, walked out at a really horrible time. They might have cheated on you. I get it. I do. But I'm being absolutely, the filters are all off when I say, if you villainize them and make them into this demon, then, or even just a light asshole, like they can be an asshole. Just let them be just like a asshole light, L-I-T-E, asshole light. Because, okay, they are. In the 3D, very much they are. But if you really, truly villainize this person and you really turn your animosity toward them when you had all this love for them that you were willing to give up everything for, you're hurting yourself. Period. End of story. So that's the real message. They're coming slowly. Do your own thing. They're figuring themselves out much more slowly than you are. Will they ever figure this out fully? We don't know. And that's why you've got to just keep going and hold the love that you have for them still in your heart and don't be shy of the rest of the world in the meantime. That's your reading. I hope it helps. Remember that every single reading comes from not a vacuum, but from the reader and the time in which it was pulled. And there are biases and there are experiences that each reader doesn't know. So things could exist outside of what I told you that I don't see. Maybe you'll see. Maybe something will resonate with you that's different. Thanks, y'all.